എല്ലാവർക്കും കേരള സ്റ്റേറ്റ് സിവിൽ സർവീസ് അക്കാഡമിയുടെ മറ്റൊരു വീഡിയോയിലേക്ക് ഹാർദമായ സ്വാഗതം. ഞാൻ കാർത്തിക് സജീവ്. 2023 UPSC സിവിൽ സർവീസ് മെയിൻസ് പരീക്ഷയ്ക്ക് തയ്യാറെടുക്കുന്ന ഉദ്യോഗാർത്ഥികൾക്കായി സാധ്യതാ ചോദ്യങ്ങളുടെ ഒരു സീരീസാണ് നമ്മൾ ഒരുക്കുന്നത്. ആദ്യമായി എത്തിക്സിനും SAയ്ക്കും ചോദിക്കാൻ സാധ്യതയുള്ള ചില ഫേമസ് കൊട്ടേഷൻസും സേയിങ്സുമാണ് ഇന്ന് ഈ വീഡിയോയിൽ നമ്മൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. സോ ലെറ്റ്സ് ബിഗിൻ. To start with, first let us look into some famous quotes by Western philosophers Plato, Socrates and Aristotle. According to Plato, opinion is the medium between knowledge and ignorance. Knowledge becomes evil if the aim be not virtuous. No one is more hated than he who speaks the truth. Writing is the geometry of the soul. Now, Socrates has said that the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. To find yourself, think for yourself. Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel. The secret of happiness, you see, is not found in seeking more, but in developing the capacity to enjoy less. Contentment is natural wealth. Luxury is artificial poverty. Prefer knowledge to wealth, for the one is transitory, the other perpetual. We cannot live better than in seeking to become better. Coming to Aristotle, if the virtues are neither passions nor facilities, all that remains is that there should be states of character. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruits are sweet. Rudyard Kipling once said, "East is east, west is west, and never the twain shall meet." Now, coming to Mahatma Gandhi's famous quotes, happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. An eye for an eye only ends up making the whole world blind. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's needs, but not every man's greed. All the religions of the world, while they may differ in other respects, unitedly proclaim that nothing lives in this world but truth. There is a higher court than courts of justice, and that is the court of conscience. In a gentle way, you can shake the world. Hate the crime, not the criminal. Truth never damages a cause that is just. Moving to Dalai Lama's sayings, love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive. In the practice of tolerance, one's enemy is the best teacher. Be kind whenever possible. It is always possible. An open heart is an open mind. William Penn once said, right is right, even if everyone is against it, and wrong is wrong, even if everyone is for it. According to Martin Luther King, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Moving on to some of the famous quotes by French philosopher Voltaire. Chance is a word void of sense. Nothing can exist without a cause. Faith consists in believing when it is beyond the power of reason to believe. He who has not the spirit of this age has all the misery of it. One great use of words is to hide our thoughts. Every man is guilty of all the good he did not do. Better is the enemy of good. Immanuel Kant is a very famous German philosopher. Some of his quotes include, always recognize that human individuals are ends and do not use them as means to your end. Experience without theory is blind, but theory without experience is mere intellectual play. Thoughts without content are empty, intuitions without concepts are blind. What can I know? What ought I to do? What can I hope? Science is organized knowledge. Wisdom is organized life. Live your life as though your every act were to become a universal law. In law, a man is guilty when he violates the rights of others. In ethics, he is guilty if he only thinks of doing so. Ingratitude is the essence of vileness. According to Nelson Mandela, freedom cannot be achieved unless women have been emancipated from all kinds of oppression. A nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but its lowest ones. Abraham Lincoln once said, nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. You cannot have peace without security, and you cannot have security without inclusive development, according to former UN Secretary General Kofi Annan. John F. Kennedy has said that if a free society cannot help the many who are poor, it cannot save the few who are rich. According to Rousseau, man is born free and everywhere he is in chains. Education without values, as useful as it is, seems rather to make man a more clever devil, as per C.S. Lewis. Now, moving on to famous quotes by Karl Marx. Necessity is blind until it becomes conscious. Freedom is the consciousness of necessity. Revolutions are the locomotives of history. Art is always and everywhere the secret confession, and at the same time, the immortal moment of its time. Experience praises the most happy, the one who made the most people happy. Without doubt, machinery has greatly increased the number of well to do idlers. Samuel Johnson has said, integrity without knowledge is weak and useless. But knowledge without integrity is dangerous and dreadful. According to Brigham Young, you educate a man, you educate a man. You educate a woman, you educate a generation. Former IMF director Christine Lagarde has said, when women do better, economies do better. According to Amartya Sen, the identity of an individual is essentially a function of her choices rather than the discovery of an immutable attribute. Victor Hugo, in his famous novel Les Miserables, has mentioned that even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise. According to William Shakespeare, corruption wins not more than honesty. Aptitude without attitude is blind. Attitude without aptitude is lame. This is a famous quote by Richard Marcel. Now, moving towards Albert Einstein, weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. It has become appallingly obvious that our technology has exceeded our humanity. According to a Native American quote, we don't inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children. Technology is a useful servant but a dangerous master, as per Christian Louis Lang. Steve Jobs once said, it is not a faith in technology, it's faith in people. According to Albert Hubbard, one machine can do the work of 50 ordinary men. No machine can do the work of one extraordinary man. Moving to some traditional Indian quotes. Prakriti Rakshati Rakshita, or the nature protects if she is protected. According to Bhagavad Gita, Karmanye Vati Karaste, ma phaleshu kadachana. Next is the theme of 2023 G20 summit hosted by India, that is Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam, or the world is one family. According to Jawaharlal Nehru, the policy of being too cautious is the greatest risk of all. Rabindranath Tagore has said, age considers, youth ventures. You cannot cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water. Everything comes to us that belongs to us if we create the capacity to receive it. So guys, that's all for today. Hope it was a very useful video. These quotations may be asked for essay or ethics paper. You may use it in your ethics answers as well. Please do like, share, subscribe and comment. Stay tuned till the next video. Thank you.